I'm tired of being nice about it. I'm tired of pretending about it. Now, I'm not going to be mean about it because I would never be mean. That's just not my brand at all. Not my personality. But I'm also not going to be quiet about it. I believe in this. Jamal Murray deserves to make an all-NBA team this year, and I don't have to keep pretending that, he's never made one. Name brand value. What about these other names? Well, they're not playing better than Jamal this year. As simple as that. Nikola Jokic, all-time great. I think there needs to be some real conversation had today about what he just did yesterday. 10 years less experience, 10 years less games, and he's now the all-time assist leader among centers. And he's going to have, you ask me, he's on track to have over 10,000 assists as a center. Just think about how ridiculous that is, that a player is this good, playing this well, and the straw poll came out and said, I don't know if he's the MVP or not. We got so much to get into, y'all. The Denver Nuggets are officially 20-6, best start ever, on the pace to win 62-plus games. Wow, what a season. And we got maybe the best two-way player, Spencer Jones, in NBA history. Wow, what's going on here? That's right. This is Swipa. This is Locked On Nuggets.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Let's go! Welcome to Locked On Nuggets. This is your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Shout out to you all. Hope you're having an amazing Friday, amazing week, amazing day, amazing close to 2025. Wrapping right around the corner, and your Denver Nuggets are 20-6, taking on the world despite the injuries. All their athletes are not available yesterday, and it don't matter because Jamal Murray, tween, bing, 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 step back, splash. Jamal Murray, tween, hoop, 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 step back, splash. Give me the ball, catch and shoot, full court, blast, transition. Jamal Murray coming down the heave, layup, and then you got Jokic through the legs, behind the back, Jamal Murray post, left-handed, splash, and then Jamal Murray, Goga Batadze, bank shot, splash.
Oh my God. This is an insane intro.
5 threes in the second quarter, 20 points in the second quarter. What are we talking about? Jamal Murray's never been an all-star. He's going to be one this year. Jamal Murray's never been all-NBA. He's going to be one this year. 25 points a game, 7 assists, 47% from three, 50% from the field, 89% from the free throw line, and you talking about is he going to be an all-star? The question is too low. It's too low. Raise your stakes.
This is like a burnt peanut stream.
Raise your standards. Jamal Murray, he ain't on track for no all-star.
No.
You lucky. I'm not going to say what I want to say because all-NBA, I'm being gracious to you that he's going to be third-team all-NBA Ryan Blackburn.
Hey, welcome in. Hey, happy Friday, sir. It's good to see you. Good to see you. This is gonna be quite the episode. This has been a tremendous Jamal Murray season. There's no doubt about it. Like this is how everybody like in Nuggets land knew he could play. Everybody knew he had this capability in him, and seeing him reach this point, this is the pinnacle of what he's reached, I think, in terms of the consistency, the basketball IQ, the desire to like impact the game in so many different ways, and his ability to navigate all of these different situations. I mean, it's been unbelievable to watch him and what he's been able to accomplish so far this year. And I'm happy for him because finally, and knock on wood, he's been healthy. He's been doing all the things to take care of his body, make sure to put himself into the best position to succeed. And boy, is he succeeding. He has been awesome. And there's no doubt about it that you're right. He deserves to be an all-star. He deserves to be an all-NBA player. Like, the actual baseline for his numbers is top 15 in the NBA. We've gone right past top 25 to make an all-star team. Way better than that and what he's provided. So exciting times here for Nuggets fans. You don't just have one all-star on your team. You got two.
And I just want to put this in context for people as we have settled down to Ryan's rambunctious energy. Bring it in, Ryan. Goodness gracious. We're professional.
Yeah, my mistake. I'll rein it in for the folks who have no idea that you were off camera for, like, if you're listening on the audio side, you have no idea what just happened. That was quite the intro.
Yo, so I want to just give this for context, and I don't know if it would be helpful for me to share this, but this is from Data Baller, Ryan. And so I just want to maybe give people some understanding of just what he's doing this year. You find the best angle that you think would be good, Ryan. It might be this one. I don't know. You find it. So when you look at this, you all, and for the audio listeners that are watching this, so I wanted to put up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So obviously he's having an all-time great season. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
But this is the thing I want y'all to pay attention to. So this right here, it says creation true shot attempts per 100 possessions. What it is the amount of shot attempts in 100 possessions you have on isolations, pick and roll ball handlers, and post-ups. Okay? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having a phenomenal season. He's at, just for context here, so I can bring this up for people, he's at 18.9 creation shot attempt per 100 possessions with its isolation, pick and roll ball handling, and post up. 18.9, 19. And relative to league average, he's creating on those shot attempts, he's shooting 11% better than league average on the season, which is obviously 99 percentile. So
insane.
He's 100 percentile in the amount of attempts he has in isolation, pick and roll, and post up, but he's also 99th percentile in his efficiency. Oh, well, why is this relevant to Jamal Murray? I'm so glad that you asked. Jamal Murray this year is 99th percentile in the amount of creation attempts he had, which again is isolation, pick and roll ball handler, and post up. But he's 95th percentile in efficiency. He is shooting, Ryan Blackburn, 11.3% better than league average in isolation, in pick and roll, and in the post game. Ryan, wow. I don't think people quite understand just how dominant he's been this year. So when I tell you all NBA, Ryan, I'm coming from the context that if you look around the league, there's almost nobody else that's doing what Jamal's doing except for players that are in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, and like Thunder fans are talking about it as one of the top 10 regular seasons of all time. One of the best performances that we've ever seen. And so if Jamal is comparable to that, then we're touching like hallowed ground with him, things that he has never been able to do or like never put to pen to paper on that for an entire season. He's now blown right past what the threshold was before and into uncharted waters, into a position where, you know, how a lot of people were. And like, it was a rough contract for a while with the way that things were going, with the way that things were trending. It was a little bit shaky. Now it's a great contract. And now I know you haven't heard a single thing about how much Jamal Murray is being paid this year, because he has absolutely blown past what the expectations were and established a new baseline for who he is and the caliber of player that he has become. And like, just having another element to that has really affected things positively for the Nuggets. They're 20-6, and a massive piece of that is him being able to take over at various points, him being able to change the flow. We knew that Jokic could do that. We knew that he was capable of that. But now that Murray is consistently capable of it as well, like, the Nuggets are a different level of beast as a team.
And just for context, you all, man, like, I just think people, do you know, and you'll love this, Ryan, because you've been asking about this for years. Do you know that this year, per 100 possessions, Jamal Murray's taking 10.1 threes per game, brother?
I do.
10.1. Now, he's shooting.
Weird how that works, and weird how it makes things really good and easy for him, huh?
You look, man, he's on a heater. You know, Ryan, I think, like, I don't want to ever get tired of talking about players playing well, because for me, it just matters. They take these significant steps in their game. And Ryan, my point, like the point that I really started to notice was after the Miami Heat game. I've talked about this on my platform several times. Miami Heat game, he shot 1 of 8 from 3. That was 18 games though, Ryan. In the last 18 games since that game, he's at 26.1 points per game, 7.2 assists, 3.8 rebounds. He's shooting 52% from the field, 51% from 3 on 7.5 attempts a game, and 87% from the free throw line. He has a 66 true shooting over the last 18 games.
And with the shot difficulty that he's having, that is a ridiculous number. That's an unbelievably difficult number. So shout out to Jamal for making the changes in his game and continuing to evolve with what the Nuggets need. I love what David Adelman has done to help activate him, and I love the approach that Murray has brought to this season. Both of those things have really put him into a great position. Now, if only he could make some free throws, man, he'd be 50, 40, 90.
I mean, I think he'll get back there, but yeah, Jamal, like, bro, can you get your life together, please? Goodness gracious. 89% is unacceptable. On the other side, we're going to talk about Jokic, man, because I'm sorry. I think this matters. I think there's a world, Ryan, where Jokic doubles up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar by the end of his career. We got more to talk about here at Locked On Nuggets. The season is heating up, and DoorDash has the way to keep fans in their bag the whole way through. Whether you're watching the highlights, the tunnel fits, or just your favorite player, DoorDash makes the entire season more fun because every player has their bag. With DoorDash, fans have one too. DoorDash keeps your stack stock, your gear fresh, and your watch party vibes absolutely on point. Now, there are nights when your team stresses you out. Let DoorDash become your post-game therapy. Sometimes you need dessert now. In the group chat, when it says pull up, DoorDash, make sure you show up prepared. Snacks, cups, even a phone charger for the friend that's always at 2%. From tip-off to overtime, stay in your bag and order DoorDash. Get snacks, drinks, gear, whatever gets you through the season, delivered right to your door. DoorDash, in your bag all season long. Ever feel like your money just disappears each month? It happens fast. A few subscriptions here, an impulse buy there, and suddenly your numbers in your bank account don't match the numbers in your head. Rocket Money helps you get clarity, track every dollar, and stay in control of your finances because managing your money shouldn't feel like a second job. Rocket Money does the heavy lifting for you so you can save more and stress less. Rocket Money finds subscriptions you forgot you were paying for and helps you clean them up quickly. Again, I told y'all, Washington Post, I love reading the newspaper. But one day I saw that line, went from paying like $11 a month. I was paying $37 per month for the Washington Post. Had no idea until Rocket Money alerted me to the change. I was able to save so much money. I like how Rocket Money automatically builds budget based on past spending. It keeps you on track without overthinking. Having the app find good times to save each month keeps you consistent with your financial goals. So take control of your finances and cancel your unwanted subscription with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/LockedOnNBA. That's rocketmoney.com/LockedOnNBA. rocketmoney.com/LockedOn. Y'all know what time it is. We'll be back for more here at Locked On Nuggets. Welcome back to Locked On Nuggets. We're here, Ryan and Swipa, y'all. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube and say those guys that are giving great energy, great takes, wonderful personality, they're there for us every day. Give us a subscribe, y'all. We're on the way to 15,000 subscribers on this platform. Go ahead and subscribe, like the channel, like the show, share it with your mama, your uncle, your brother, your cousin, Nana and them, Wan and them, Annie Curl and them, Annie Betty and them, everybody. Share with everybody. If you're listening to this on the audio side, make sure 5-star review. That way more and more people can listen to the great content being made here at Locked On Nuggets. Also, make sure that you tap in with us every single day. Ryan Blackburn, we got a little something called the Everydayer Club that people can join up with.
Yes, sir. Having fun with it. I actually put out something yesterday for folks. I have every single rotation chart that I've done so far is available to Everydayer Club subscribers. It's in one place. I'm working on some data visualizations as well that should give you a lot of interesting nuances and like things that are like just kind of behind the scenes. We've been hanging out in the Discord channel. Matt and I have been doing some live calling of in the Discord, and we had some people hanging out in there. That was a lot of fun. So make sure to check it out. There's a lot of new stuff coming along the way as well. Matt's going to do some articles. It's great.
I love it, man. Well, look, let's talk about Jokic. So yesterday it became official. Jokic is now the all-time leading assist man among centers. So Ryan Blackburn, man, you've covered the team, basically Jokic's whole career almost.
Yeah.
What does this moment mean for you personally to watch Jokic break that record at 30 years old?
It meant a lot, and it meant a surprisingly more amount to me than I thought it would. You see the number, and he's now at 5,667 regular season assists. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is, in my opinion, the greatest center of all time. I don't think that's a very controversial opinion based off of his longevity and what he's been able to do. Like, he had 5,660. I said this last night on the show. Like, Jokic averages 7.3 assists per game. Kareem averaged 3.6, tied with Joel Embiid as the 10th most all time. Like, ridiculous numbers that Jokic is putting up. He has doubled their assists per game in terms of what they do on a consistent basis. And like you talked about in the first segment, I don't know where this is going to go. He could potentially double that number because of how dominant of a basketball player he is. And so on Mile High Sports this morning, I made sure to get some quotes from all of the Nuggets player and different Nuggets players that spoke, David Adelman, just the context of what they're saying about why this record matters. Everybody cares. Everybody in that organization really cares about Jokic as a passer and what he continues to do, because he's always constantly being an unselfish player. And this is another reason, another layer for why that mattered, and just another way for how that has shown up and manifested for this Nuggets team. Like, he has been amazing for Denver. He's one of the greatest passers in NBA history. And this is just another way to celebrate that. So Nuggets fans, you should celebrate this. Don't feel like this is a small potato thing. Like, just because it's best passing center of all time, that doesn't matter. Like, it does matter. Like, it's a big deal. And so it kind of validates everything that he's done. And it's only going to get better from here.
By the way, so I want to ask you a little bit of a trivia question, or maybe just some speculation.
Yeah.
So Jokic last 6 seasons, you all, by the way, these are historical numbers, meaning these have never been done before. Yeah. So we have 390 games through this season of Nikola Jokic since 2020-21.
Okay.
He's averaging 27 points a game, 12.3 rebounds, 9.2 assists, 1.4 steals. By the way, shooting 59, 38, 82 over that stretch. So this is while the league has changed and blossomed offensively, he's gotten even better with it. So 6 years, 9 assists a game. Ryan, if I told you that over the next 6 years, from 31 to 37, he averaged 9 assists a game, would that be crazy?
I don't think it would be crazy. I did some math for it on MHS. The numbers that I got out to was like, okay, he paces for 11 assists per game for the rest of the season, because that's what he's averaging. And then I had him at 10 assists per game for the next 4 years, and trying to see where that would get to, because that's not that crazy with what he's done over the course of these last 3. So we'll see whether he can actually maintain that or not. But if he were to do that, he'd be over 9,000. he'd be over 9,000 assists in his career, which is bordering on the top 10 in 15 seasons. I think he can go even further than that. He'll have to put up some crooked numbers for sure. But we're talking about Pantheon level passers. We're talking about guys who have just manifested as much as they possibly could for their teams. Over 9,000.
Over 9,000.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think I think what he could, he's not going to touch John Stockton, because John Stockton played 1,500 games and averaged 10.5 assists per game for his entire career. Those are insano numbers. But could he finish his career as the second leading assist man ever? Probably not. But you're starting to ask some pretty interesting questions as a result.
So he'll have So him and LeBron, will they be the only 3 players with 20, 10, and 10 if he's able to cross that threshold?
Yeah, if he's able to cross 10 assists per game, then yes. I don't know how many games he would play.
Well,
to
no,
get to that.
20,000 points, 10,000
Oh, okay.
assists, and 10,000 rebounds.
No, there is one other player who
Larry
has
Russell
done that.
Westbrook.
It's Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, Russell did
and
it.
Russ
Yeah,
has he's about to get to 30,000 points as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So like, shout out to Russ. He absolutely did, like he deserves a lot of credit for being somebody who has been so consistent throughout his career from an accumulation perspective as possible. But Jokic, the fact that he could potentially touch that too, like we're reaching hallowed ground with him as well.
Yeah, I think Luka will get there if he plays long enough. Russell Westbrook, Wemby could get to like, I don't even know what the number could get to for like blocks, but he's going to get the blocks with Hakeem. He'll have the rebounding, the points. Yeah, man, Larry Bird, Russ, Jokic, LeBron, those are probably like the 4 best PRA players ever. Magic Johnson too. But I don't know, man. Like, it's just special stuff from Jokic. On the other side, we're going to talk about the start for Denver, man, and what does this mean? And also, they play versus Houston tomorrow as well. So they have an opportunity to go 1-2-3-0 versus Houston, despite all the issues they're having. And I think that will be a big story. Ryan, we'll be back for more here on Locked On Nuggets. Y'all, let's be real. No one starts a business for the joy of calculating tax withholdings or managing payroll spreadsheets. That's where Gusto comes in. To take the stress out of payroll, benefits, and HR so you can focus on running your business and supporting your team. Gusto is the all-in-one remote-friendly payroll and HR platform that brings managing your team simple, transparent, and fast. Whether you're hiring, onboarding, or paying employees, Gusto helps you to do it all from one place without the hassle or hidden fees. Unlimited payroll runs for 1 monthly price, which means no surprise charges at the end of the month. And knowing you can reach a certified HR expert anytime gives you real peace of mind. Try Gusto today at gusto.com/LockedOnNBA and get 3 months free when you run your first payroll. That's right, 3 months of free payroll at gusto.com/LockedOnNBA. One more time, that's gusto.com/LockedOnNBA. Now, y'all know some of my very favorite in the world. I love talking about Doer. Holidays are here, and this year I'm not stressing about what to wear because I'll be wearing my Doers. Now, whether I'm on the go, traveling, going to the movies to see Avatar this weekend, it's going to happen. I'm wearing my Doers when I go and watch it. I'm telling you, these pants are so unbelievable comfortable. I love these jeans. I can really tell the difference with Doer, high quality, temperature regulating, cool max fabric. They keep you warm, but you don't overheat. Now, Doer invented the original performance denim, and they give you the best of both worlds, whether it's a classic jeans wear style with the kind of comfort and performance you get from athletic world. So it's time for you to experience the comfort of Doer. I know you'll love these. Pick up a pair for yourself or as an amazing holiday gift. Check out the Doer store here in Denver at 2621 Larimer Street. Mention my promo code LOCKEDONDENVER in store to get 15% off your first order, or check them out online at shopdoer.com/LockedOnDenver for 15% off. That's shopdoer.com/LockedOnDenver. We'll be back for the final segment here at Locked On Nuggets. We are back here for the final segment of Locked On Nugget here with Ryan Blackburn, my brother, talking about your Denver Nuggets. So, Ryan, 20-6, brother. Let me just ask you straight up. Did you expect that this was on the radar before the season started?
You know what's funny is actually yes. Like I know that sounds pretty shaky, but I went through the schedule with Matt actually on one of the previous Locked On episodes, and we talked about, okay, well, what's the actual like prediction that we can get to at this point? And with some of the games that we thought that a win would happen in this last game versus Orlando. I've been keeping a running tally, trying to keep us on track. We predicted through 26 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses during this stretch. So we predicted 18-8, but is 20-6 so far away from that it's completely unforeseen? I don't think so. So we're close. Maybe they are just slightly better than even we thought that they could be, and in different ways too. Like their offense, I don't know if I thought that they were going to be a historic level offense. I thought they'd be a little bit better defensively than they have been, but I did not expect them to be this good offensively, and it really has made up for the difference.
Yeah, somebody mentioned in the chat THTR about just even some of the losses they've had. Yeah. I went through this with Matt. I was just like, look, I think there's 4 losses I can truly believe they should have won, but I think if Aaron Gordon is simply here, they probably don't lose 2 of the games they lost, and I think they are literally a foul that wasn't called versus Jokic against Portland. And then, what was it? The last one versus the Kings, Russell Westbrook going crazy in that Kings game, DeMar DeRozan not being able to miss. They were up 17 points, I think, in the third quarter at one point in time in that game. I mean, if they just simply take care of business against these teams they were playing, like, I think they easily could be sitting at, they could be looking at like 22-4, like to 24-2. Yeah. By the way, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're 9-1 versus teams over 500 this year.
I believe that's correct. I remember looking at it previously. Like they've struggled, not struggled, but like they've let go of the rope against some of these teams under 500, having the Dallas loss, having the Chicago loss, things like that. Like those are a little shaky. Like Chicago, they caught them at the wrong time. Dallas might actually be better than their record says, just based off of some of the games that they've won lately. But like, yeah, I mean, Denver's taking care of business in the games that you want to see them show off like how good they are versus taking care of business versus teams that you know that they're better than. Like the games against the above 500 teams, they struggled with last year at least a little bit. And so been impressed with the way that they've handled it so far.
I'm actually curious to see what Jokic's numbers are. I'm sure after the show, maybe you could drop that on Twitter. Like, what are Jokic's and Murray's numbers versus the top 10 defenses this year? Because remember last year, there was a lot of online propaganda that, Jokic is a dropper. I haven't seen those this year because
weird how that just doesn't really seem to manifest as much this time around when Denver's actually like a fully formed team. And like they've even had injuries, but having guys who could step up off the bench. I mean, you mentioned Spencer Jones. Like he's been essential. Like he was essential yesterday, just the 19 minutes that he played because he got fouled out. But like he has been essential in replacing some of the athleticism and physicality that they've needed. And then just having Tim Hardaway, Bruce Brown, Jonas Valanciunas coming off the bench consistently. Those guys have been tremendous.
By the way, this year, Spencer Jones is at 5 points a game, but he's currently shooting right now for Spencer Jones. He's shooting 42% from 3 so far this season. He's shooting 57% from the field. Now, obviously, he is getting fed buckets. Like he is that's what he does. But man,
some of these like drives and like the reverse dunk that he had yesterday was sick.
Yeah,
like there's been a lot of impressive finishes from him around the rim as well. So as long as he's able to kind of get moving, it's a little different. He's not quite like Aaron Gordon in the dunker. He's not quite like he's less dynamic than somebody like that, but he's shown that he can do a job. And that to me is super important for just getting through a regular season.
By the way, excluding DeRon Holmes, do you know the Nuggets have 8 players shooting 39% or more from 3?
That's pretty good.
Can you name all the 8?
They're one of the great offenses in the NBA.
Can you name the 8?
Okay, well, you've got Jokic, Murray, Cam Johnson is up there. Aaron Gordon is there. Tim Hardaway's there. You have Bruce Brown is not there. Jalen Pickett. Spencer Jones, of course. And let's see. It's not Jonas. Are we counting Jonas?
No, he's not a part of it.
Okay. Then I mean, it's Peyton probably.
Peyton Watson, 39% from 3.
Yeah, he's the one on the threshold. That's awesome. Like that's exactly what you're hoping for from a Nuggets team that, like last year, they shot really well from 3 as well, but they didn't have the volume that really went behind it from a confidence standpoint. Now they're just kind of letting it fly a little bit more consistently, and that's a healthier ecosystem than what they had last year, where it felt like they were going to force it inside every single time. Now they're just kind of taking what the defense is giving them, and what they're giving them is open shots because Denver's been really good.
Bro, when they went, so they put Pickett in yesterday to close the game. He, by the way, 7 assists, no turnovers yesterday.
He was great.
They put him in yesterday to take out, I think they took out, who did they take out? Because it was Tim Hardaway Jr., Cam Johnson, Jamal Murray, and Jalen Pickett.
It would have been Bruce Brown, right?
They took Bruce Brown out.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when they went to double Jokic on that left post, I was just like, they left Cam wide open. And I'm just like, bro, that's a gamble. Cam, real patiently, 19 and 11 rebounds yesterday. I'm telling you, man, when Aaron Gordon gets back to this roster in particular, AG, bro, I think this team about to be a nightmare, dog.
You mentioned in the rundown Spencer Jones is a playoff lock. It's only if they convert his contract, obviously.
Yeah.
They still need to be able to do that. And I think, like, the way that things are going right now, I don't think they need anything from the rest of the rotation. I think they just, like, they have what they need on this team. The question will be if that, like, maybe there's health concerns that pop up later in the year that they might need to be flexible with, but that's why you wait. That's why you take your time with it. But, like, I kind of agree that Spencer Jones needs to be somebody that they have available to them or somebody like him, because having Peyton Watson to be able to guard on ball is great, but also having somebody else who can guard just in case Peyton Watson's struggling, I think is a really valuable thing. Like, they need to have as many options as possible.
Man, I think that his physicality is necessary, and honestly, it's athleticism. But I think what happens is you have Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon, but then you have Peyton Watson and Spencer Jones coming off the bench with Bruce. Like, I just think, man, like, the more wings you have, the better. My rotation right now, like, their full actual rotation is going to be Murray, Brown, Gordon, Cam, Jokic, and then off the bench, Bruce, Jonas Valanciunas, Spencer Jones, Peyton Watson, and then depending on which. Then Tim Hardaway. Like, that's their 10.
Yeah.
I think they have a legit 10-man rotation now.
Yeah. And like having the flexibility to be able to go to different combinations is really valuable. They can go offensive centric. They can go defensive centric. They could go with the double big if they need to. Although I just don't think you need to go double big that often because of how many other athletes and physical forwards that they have when Spencer Jones is out there. Like, I think I prefer to play Spencer Jones at the 4. Then I prefer to have Jokic slide over to the 4 and have Jonas at the 5 in most of these cases. Now, that might change if you're guarding somebody like Houston. Like, maybe you want Jonas out there to contend with Steven Adams a little bit more consistently. But, like, it's a very specific thing. And the great thing about having depth is you can deal with very specific problems and, like, not feel like you're being overburdened or other guys are, like, being put out of position or out of place for what they need to do too often. Denver had that so often last year because they only had 6 guys that they really felt like they could trust. And now Peyton's entered that group. They have Tim, Bruce, and Jonas. Spencer Jones is becoming a trust guy. Like, it's been awesome to watch. Oh
yeah, he's definitely in my circle. He's just figuring out how to play basketball at the NBA level. Y'all, this is going to do it for the episode, man. I'm telling y'all, this is a good place to be. The Denver Nuggets, they play versus the Houston Rockets. What is your prediction for tomorrow?
So surprisingly, it's a 3:00 Mountain Time game. Like, it's earlier than I thought it was going to be. I think that Denver loses. I think that Houston is like, they're going to be out for blood because of the way that their last couple of games have gone. And I just, with the turnaround, Denver had to play their guys a little bit extra in this last game. I know that obviously Houston did too because they lost in overtime to New Orleans, but like, this is just how it goes. You very rarely beat a team 3 times in a row, especially a team that's as good as the Rockets are. I would be shocked. I would be flat out shocked if they won. And that's not like no disrespect to what the Nuggets are right now. They are clearly the first or second best team in the NBA. But like, sometimes you're going to give up a lead. Sometimes you're going to give up points. And like, I just think that Houston is due for a better performance against them at some point.
Yeah. I got the Nuggets winning. I think they're going to get 15 points in this game. I think the Nuggets are rolling. I predicted a 3-0 stretch when they got here in these games in particular. I think Şengün, obviously, Katie and them are really good. We'll see if Peyton Watson's back tomorrow. I think that's going to say a lot, but, we'll see. Who knows? But, y'all, that's going to do it here for Locked On Nuggets. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Give us a 5-star review on the audio side as well. Y'all know what time it is. That's Ryan Blackburn. This is Swipe. But see you on the other side.